Today we're going to cover what does it look like when you're living a life in purpose. So let's start with what it looks like when you don't live a life in purpose, okay? So when you're not living a life in purpose, you know what sort of happens? It's like your filter is really open. And that might sound like a good thing, but when you're living in a world that's full of like sensory overload and like that you're living in a world of distraction and there's people out there trying to draw your attention here, there, and everywhere, then having a really open filter is not necessarily going to be a great thing. Why? Because it distracts your focus, okay? It takes you away from your focused awareness. And when you're taken away from your focused awareness, you're not really penetrating the world with what it really is that you are setting out to do. So living a life with purpose is about narrowing your focus and really going deep in a direction, a really defined direction. I've talked a lot about in the past how you need to have an aim and you need to know who you are. You need to actually know who you are. But once you've cultivated that understanding of who you actually really are, living a life on target, on purpose, it radically increases your motivation. You jump out of bed instead of just meandering out of bed. Okay, number one thing I've noticed is we're having a massive sense of purpose is that I haven't let my own personality hold me back. Self-esteem issues are non-existent anymore. I just blast through that. I haven't got time for that. I haven't got time for that because I've got a compelling purpose that drives me in life. Now, when you integrate this into your everyday life, or if you're working in a FIFO situation, or if you're working into an office, narrowing your focus, being on target, being on purpose, you will actually get rewarded for that. And you do. If you look at life and you look at, say, people who work in areas where you have to be a specialist, a specialist gets rewarded much more greatly than, say, a generalist or a general practitioner. If you look at the doctor and specialist analogy, specialist gets paid way more. At the same time, when you're on purpose, the dividends are far greater. You tend to achieve what you set your mind to. Okay, little things in life don't bother you so much. You become more resilient. Your focus is narrowed. Randomness is deleted from your life. Okay, and you're actually starting to achieve things. And you know what? It's inspiring to watch. It's inspiring to be around. When you're a leader and you're leading with purpose, it's bloody magnetic. Okay. So if you're working away and you don't feel that you have much purpose in your life, you're probably coming home and you're just doing the day-to-day things and you're meandering around, and so it's a little bit ho-hum. Your energy probably flattens. And have you noticed how if you go to the gym usually, and it's so much easier to keep going to the gym, but if you stop and someone says, oh, let's go train, it's kind of you're a bit sluggish. It's all so hard, and you think back, you go, well, it was so much easier to do before. Well, it's because you must have had a massive purpose that got you going, and then you got a rhythm going. Creating that rhythm is another thing. That's a momentum. That's certainly something really worth talking about. But right now we're talking about what it's like to live a life with purpose. When you're living a life with purpose, you're deleting randomness, you're motivated, you're inspired. Other people around you become motivated, inspired. It's magnetic as a force, and it's something that's really exciting. You feel alive. And I wish that for all of you. I wish that you all find your joy and passion and purpose in life, because your life starts to feel like you're having more value as well. That's what it's like to live a life with purpose. Anyway, that's enough from me today. I wish you all well. Happy Monday. Have a strong week. Take care.